I can't hear nothing.
I was just gonna say, like, I wasn't sure if it was my headset being weird.
The moon was shining sulkily.
There it is. I was going to be like, who has problems now? Who has problems now? Not Cecilia for once.
Audio? I don't know her.
I really don't know her.
I updated my computer a few days ago, and it decided, my computer decided that the default microphone to reset every program to is the amp cable coming from my guitar and going into my computer.
Cool.
That's the struggles I've been having with my situation too, and I found a way to like tell it to do X, Y, Z more specifically. I will share that after.
It handles retaining which mic I've set it to fine almost all the time. It's just I rebooted the whole computer, and I understand why it did that because that's the one that's plugged into the jack on the front of the tower, which I think it assumes is the one that has the most important thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to the stream. We have been informed that the TOCA logo looks like a bunch of shoes, and that it's a great pun because we're doing the footwork.
Who the fuck said that? Rat them out immediately.
10,000 years dungeon.
Yeah, it absolutely tracks.
I mean, I can go into all of the visual metaphors that I intended to be in the aperture, but
shoes wasn't one.
What?
Yeah, horse faces wasn't one either, but that's another one. So tell me of the TikTok news, Watson.
Yeah. So TikTok's got a new thing in the newsroom. So we have content to talk about that we know that is not going to wind up being behind a paywall or actually be an ad copy for something or all of the bullshit we get when we use Google News alerts. They've made a commitment to election integrity.
Oh, good. I'm
sorry, they made this. Wait, my mouth is full. They made a commitment to election integrity in the same week that they made it so your nickname can be whatever the fuck you want, and I pretended to be TikTok for 48 hours? Are you kidding me?
No.
Make it make sense.
Continue.
At TikTok, we take our responsibility to protect the integrity of our platform, particularly around elections, with the utmost seriousness. Why did they not? Seriously is the word there. I'm sorry. We're proud.
Hey, they are serious about election integrity. Who cares about spelling? We got bigger problems.
No, they're not serious about it. They approach it with seriousness.
Just keep going. We can't pick apart their word choices.
We're proud to be a place that brings people together over creative and entertaining content. And we work hard to keep harmful misinformation and other violations of our policies off our platform. As the U.S. midterm elections continue, we're sharing more on the work we're doing to protect our community during this time. Connecting our community to authoritative information. Providing access to authoritative information is an important part of our overall strategy to counter election misinformation. That's why we're rolling out an election center to connect people who engage with the election content to authoritative information sources in more than 45 languages, including English and Spanish. I feel like the assumption that if you're doing 45 languages, one would assume that English and Spanish would be on the list, and you might specify something that people wouldn't expect.
Especially if you're going to start that sentence talking about the United States midterm elections, wherein the two most important languages and most popularly spoken languages in the country are, in fact, English and Spanish.
Mm-hmm. For instance, people can now learn how and where to vote through information provided by the National Association of Secretaries of State, and what to do, and who and what is on their ballot from Ballotpedia. We're also collaborating with the Center for Democracy in Deaf America to provide information on voting as a deaf person, As an overseas citizen or service member through the Federal Voting Assistance Program, as a student with help from the Campus Vote Project, and as a person with past convictions with help from Restore Your Vote. As election results are reported, the latest results will be available in our app from the AP. This sounds great to me. My only complaint is pedantic word choice bullshit.
My only complaint is that if I edited this, it would sound a little different.
Yeah.
My only complaint is that I could make a Mitt Romney fake account right now.
Yep.
And seemingly suffer no consequences until someone caught me. And even then, if I saw my account getting reported, because you can tell when it's getting reported, I could easily just do a little switcheroo, put videos on private, and pretend to be Ted Cruz instead. Like, there's...
I like that the answer isn't pretend to not be someone important. It's turn around and just pretend to be a different person.
That's what I'm saying.
I like, Micah, that your solution was not pretend you weren't doing it, but pretend to be somebody who's not important.
Just be openly claiming. I'm
a different other person.
Yeah. I really and truly like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with this, and this is good. And they're modeling this off of their COVID information center, which was actually quite successful and was a good sort of like model for what to do to spread trusted information going forward on other social media platforms. The problem is that this is doing nothing to counter misinformation.
Correct.
And that's my issue. Like, this is fucking great. Where is the plan to, again, keep me from pretending to be Mitt Romney? Hold me back personally.
I genuinely want to have a conversation with whoever okayed the choice to be like, no, we're gonna show your actual whatever your name is at the top of your profile, as if that didn't fuck everybody over in terms of trying to figure out who the hell they follow and who they don't and trying to find people. And then what you said, as far as like, okay, so now we can all abuse the system equally, I guess. Like,
yeah. Like Rinstar briefly changing their profile to be Beyonce.
I know.
Which, with that verified check, people were like, Beyonce? Like, someone commented, I knew something was up when I saw Beyonce leave a salty comment on somebody's video.
oh my God.
But all it takes is like one person with a bad intent to actually do some real harm here. And there are plenty of verified users that do not have good intent.
Yep.
I do remember seeing a TikTok right when I first got on TikTok, like honestly, maybe the first week, and this was in 2020, and election stuff was happening, and it was this girl crying and saying, did you know that you will lose your verified check if you change your picture and name to a candidate for Senate?
You apparently cannot change your username after you're verified, like, at all. Like, your username must stay the same. So it's like, again, that's...
I think that may have been a change they made because they noticed that people did shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But even
that could potentially be what their solution was to fix that particular problem too. But again, they need to have the same limit on the name changes as the usernames now.
Yeah.
So that...
Or, I don't know, just go back to showing people their fucking user. I, on a personal level, hate this. Because I don't know anybody by their weird, stupid tag at the top of their dumb profile. I know them by their username.
I did see someone that because people have been doing the thing where they're now following it up with friends or following.
Yes.
I did see someone follow it up with enemies. And I think it's the only good use I've seen so far.
Right?
Okay, that's fantastic.
It's good. It was really good.
But like, it's just as confusing and annoying as the fact that like in a Facebook group chat, you can change everybody's nickname so they all show up as the same person. I definitely don't belong to a Facebook group chat where we're all named Tina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's like in a private chat room, that's fine. But like,
Is it fine?
The main
okay, fine.
The consequences of that do not scale to potential damage to American democracy.
Yes.
Right.
And as much as I really, again, this is the as much as I like this, and this is a good thing, they're never going to put out a press release. Oh my fucking God. They're never going to put out a press release detailing what their like misinformation policies actually entail and what they are doing to like ramp up looking out for that. We can only make educated guesses.
Mm-hmm.
And that does TikTok is consistently wondering why people don't trust it. And then they do things like not tell us about what they're doing with misinformation.
Yeah.
That would actually increase people's general trust of the platform.
Yeah.
And that gets a little bit difficult too. And I know we've talked about this stuff before too, is that you don't want to say like what all of the consequences are, and you don't want to start getting too specific public facing, because the more specific you get public facing, the more people are going to try to lawyer the poor moderators to death. Again, there's whole other conversations that could be happening about that, but there's kind of a sweet spot of how much do we want to let people know that we are going to be doing stuff versus how specific are we with these things, because then people find ways to try to skirt the rules.
Yeah,
which then
when a measure becomes a target, it ceases to be a good measure. If people can aim to be within the set of rules instead of aiming to behave well on the app, then the rules stop being a good way to check whether people are behaving well on the app.
Which totally makes sense. But on the other side of it, the things that they can be doing is changing some of their basic infrastructure to make sense with the things that they do tell us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact of the matter is like Cecilia said, all of this is well and good and fine, but you also just made a change to the app that makes it easier to impersonate someone. Mm-hmm. Your infrastructure is not matching your goal here, which makes it very difficult for me to trust anything that you're putting out.
Again, that's the thing with this app that drives me so crazy, is because they just act like they have 3,000 departments and not a single damn one of them talk to the other one. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, yeah, y'all got all 3,000 of you got your one project. You're going to do it, but tell no one. Trust.
It's because they all got hit with that. They all got hit with that weird Tower of Babel thing where they all speak different languages.
I'm imagining that like two different administrative departments both created an internal communications department at once, and now they're canceling each other out.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, stepping on each other's toes, just like constantly. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just those two know about each other, and every single time they go to do something, they're like, "Wait, is that the other internal communications team's job?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's go live.
Right.
They're pushing live.
See what happens.
Just okay. Anyway, are there additional paragraphs to this, or was this
probably?
Probably, but this is the only part.
I don't think we need.
Oh, sweet pictures, photographic evidence of progress.
We are committed to promoting digital literacy skills and education, and our in-app center will feature videos that encourage our community to think critically about content they see online, as well as information about voting in the election. For any action that requires a user to share information, such as registering to vote, users will be directed away from TikTok onto the website for the state or relevant nonprofit in order to carry out that process. TikTok will not have access to any of that off-platform data or activity. Does that mean they are going to let people link out of the app?
Again, this is concerning to me because we know that if you click a link in the app, it brings you to that link via their browser.
That is what I'm saying.
So Again, I would like to say this is an interesting line of communication, given that the infrastructure doesn't support it.
Correct.
Well, I mean, we know that they support the Instagram button taking you out of apps, so it may just be that they're building like a unique pathway out of the app to each of these platforms, or it may be that they are just claiming that they can't monitor what happens in their in-app browser.
Which we know isn't true.
That's not true. I don't think they're making that claim. I do not think they're making that. I don't think they are bold enough to be making that claim with the number of lawsuits they have about how much data they collect on people. The thing that I will say is this does exist for musicians as well. It's not just Instagram. It's not just like the social media links. They also have like, I think with Spotify, there are a couple of supported things. I know Teespring is in like a beta testing version of if you send people to Teespring, they won't punish you for that. But there's like a couple of official pathways that they've built. And what this seems to indicate is there's just going to be an official pathway.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what I assume, like the recipe, whatever that thing is, when you have.
Labeling content across our app to ensure that our election center is visible and accessible. We will be adding labels to content identified as being related to the 2022 midterm elections, as well as content from accounts belonging to governments, politicians, and political parties in the U.S. These labels will allow viewers to click through to our center and get information about the elections in their state. We'll also provide access to on popular election hashtags like elections 2022 and midterm elections, so that anyone searching for that content will be able to easily access the center. At any time, viewers can use our tools to automatically filter out videos with words or hashtags they don't want to see in their For You or following feeds. So this kind of answers the impersonation thing a little bit. It would be better for it to not be possible, but if they do train people to understand that there is a different kind of verification notification for elected official, then it will be then the name change will no longer be a reliable way to impersonate an elected official.
Wait, where do you see that there's special?
We'll be adding labels to content identified.
No, you know that thing that pops up when it's COVID-19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be that.
Yeah,
they're not going to, it's going to be just a different version of that message. I can't imagine they would design like a whole new.
Right. But as well as content from accounts belonging to governments, politicians, and political parties in the U.S., if that thing pops up, like if one of those pops up every time you get a video from any politician, then that works. Then that does that thing.
But that then.
So it's not about if it's from the politician. It's about what you say in the video, and then it automatically applies the thing.
Yeah.
I think that what they are saying here is that at least during the lead up to the midterms, all content from government accounts, or like governments, politicians, and political parties are going to be treated as always being political content.
Yeah, this is my question: is what counts as a political group? Is it just going to be the party? Is it the individuals from the party? Is it people who work for the party? Is it
The words that they have used are governments, politicians, and political parties in the U.S. So parties, just parties.
This also is one of those few times that I'm actually kind of wondering if the image that we see coming up next maybe will give.
Yeah. Is it the bar?
No,
that's hashtags.
Enforcing our policies. TikTok has a long-standing policy to not allow paid political advertising, and our community guidelines prohibit content including election misinformation, harassment, including directed toward election workers, hateful behavior, and violent extremism. To enforce our policies, we use a combination of people and technology. We also review content and accounts reported by community members. To bolster our response to emerging threats, TikTok partners with independent intelligence firms and regularly engages with others across the country, civil society organizations, and other experts. I don't know that it's actually worrying, but just the phrase intelligence organization sends shivers down my spine.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
independent intelligence firms.
Independent intelligence firms sounds a lot like data brokers.
Yeah.
It's it can be that. The other one is a lot of those independent firms are where you see a lot of ex-cops and ex-military go.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I am specifically thinking about the firm that Facebook hired to seed fake news stories about dangerous TikTok trends.
I'm so sorry for laughing at that, but yeah, no.
Why are you apologizing? It's very funny.
It's extremely funny. Yeah. It's so stupid.
I brought it up because it's really funny.
Okay, keep going. Keep going.
Caution, video flag for unwanted content. Or, sorry, unverified content.
So, and like, I love too that I immediately see that and think like, okay, so they're making avocado toast, but they're talking about like genocide.
Wait, you skipped a paragraph. Go back up because that's about this.
Did I? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You're right. In addition, TikTok partners with accredited fact-checking organizations who help assess the accuracy of content in more than 30 languages. And while they do not moderate content on our platform, their assessments provide valuable input, which helps us take the appropriate action in line with our policies. Out of an abundance of caution, while content being fact-checked or when content can't be substantiated through fact-checking, it becomes ineligible for recommendation into For You feeds. We also inform viewers of unsubstantiated content and prompt them to reconsider before sharing potential misleading information.
That piece sounds just like the Facebook implemented. Oh God, when Facebook implemented that thing where it will be like, you can't post this because it's been debunked.
I'm having
that would be cool.
I'm having a gremlin thought that maybe openly lying for clout needs a TikTok.
I have thought about it.
That's for science.
I think you should do it, first of all. Right in time for this, I think you should do it, first of all. So that you can get, every single video has this flag of like, this is unsubstantiated. But
every single fucking one, just a different stock photo of not whatever the video is about.
Yeah.
Because like people do that all the time too. They tell the wildest stories that they found on Reddit, and they're just like casually baking a cake. It's a thing.
I got so disoriented in the middle of this paragraph because I wrote a poem making fun of like corporate press release speak that opens with "out of an abundance of caution."
I know.
Did not, like, my brain was just immediately like, the next words are due to the circumstances. And then I had to read different words, and it was very confusing.
My like only concern with this is a good information taking time to get out there, and B, I'm like, I always have concerns about when things are being fact checked about the neutrality of the party doing the fact checking.
Yeah.
I am with you there. I don't feel like anything in this article is something that I look at and say, we'd be better off if they didn't do this.
Yeah, that's correct.
I am sure that we will be able to imagine many ways that they could do better. But I think so far we're seeing them demonstrate that they are doing things we want them to be doing.
Yes. I understand that it is your role to be sensible and be like, these are good changes, and it's my job to be like, have you considered I can't fucking stand this app? But like, I consider this a good thing. I know that this is going to become a sticking point with people in far right circles, and I know this is going to become a new thing of them being like, TikTok can't be trusted, and TikTok as an app is bad, and now we need to make our own far right TikTok.
Again?
And the thing about that is making new platforms just for radicalized people.
Yeah.
does cripple the movement because it
Oh,
makes
no.
it's not a place where people can be radicalized.
I'm aware. My concerns are for in the time between when they're forming like Discord groups and like an increased number of these groups that we don't have insight into, how much bullshit they are going to decide to like undertake in that time, and how effective they could be in spreading discontent on the other end of the political spectrum, because far left people also fucking hate TikTok for good reasons. And like, I worry about the fallout of this, not in like a really concrete way, just in like I've seen this before and it's going to become a talking point.
Yeah. And I think, just to be the tedious person who keeps saying it,
Yeah.
We need to be looking at not just would that be bad, but would that be worse than if they didn't do this?
It would be so much worse if they didn't do it. So much worse.
My understanding is that like fact-checking flags on websites have broadly helped.
Yeah, they have actually.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Sorry, did I parse you wrong and were you agreeing with me?
No. It's not that. It's just that I am incapable of engaging with something without thinking about when the other shoe drops.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This kind of thing, I'm on Cecilia's brainwave on this one, but I think that's also mostly because like I happen to belong to a community that is adversely affected by this every single fucking time, because it always goes down the same route. So like I know exactly where it will go, and it's gonna hit my community like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel it coming. I know it's going to happen. I don't know when, and I don't know what form it's going to take, and I don't know how bad it will be.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be something.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so what are you doing today? I'm just wondering if the fresh new hill has dropped yet.
That's exactly. This is every day. I am still in love with the image they chose to use for this demonstration of like.
Because
It's
who
so
doesn't
angry.
love avocados?
I will say the account is called Health World 91, and the
Mhm.
caption is "Today I learned." So it does sound like this is a video where they're saying something dumb.
Today I learned that avocados will keep me alive forever. This is unsubstantiated. Part of me wants to make things in order to get the "this is unsubstantiated" flag, because I know myself.
Yeah, Cecilia,
This is
you know
why
what
I
that
think.
means, right? It means you're helping me run Openly Lying for Kleb.
There it is.
And
Yeah,
just
let's go.
the bots with that kind of like health dumb crap like that are getting so bad too. I posted
They're
on
getting really
a
bad.
video, and I was just like, yeah, I dealt with the same drama, but with my completely different disability, and did not say what it was. And this person, this bot, I'm sure it was a bot because they replied like 10 times in the thread. Maybe they were just copy pasting, but they're like, oh, you know what would really help you is a better diet if you go to the, and like, how do you
Fight me. Fight me, bot.
Yeah, no, I replied verbatim. I'm just kind of like, okay, you've been reported and I have blocked that account. Thanks for letting me know.
Play a trick on God says, I want that you're gay. This claim is unsubstantiated.
I know myself, and I know that I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make a video, and it's just gonna be a series of claims to try to figure out which one will trip it up.
I mean, the other move is once we know what the actual tag looks like, we just recreate it on videos for funsies.
All the time.
Oh yeah, I forgot people do that.
Yeah.
Like,
What did you see? It was cranberries or cherries or something like that on pomegranate seeds. Pomegranate?
Tag your pomegranates?
Yeah.
yeah, tag your pomegranate.
I was so close. I'm like, it's fruit and it's red. We're going to get there.
Yeah, please tag your gore/pomegranates.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now this is like, I would like to create this so I can put it over all of my videos, but with a different warning each time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Gore/pomegranates.
And I also love and hate that, like, on such
Are you sure you want to spread this misinformation? Are you positive?
Are you sure in the year of our Lord 2022 you want to still be sharing avocado toast videos?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. As kind of stupid as this feels, it actually will do good.
I know.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We're just making fun of the pictures.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's just like, it's that one extra step that some people will take and be like, you know what?
I don't want to put my account at risk. Boop.
Yeah.
This is pretty much entirely a non sequitur, but have any of you all seen Kavatica's recent video about soup?
No. Oh my god, the pool? Yes, she replied to my friend, and I started harassing her.
Right, that's right, because I saw it because Argit sent it to me.
Development, let's go.
Yeah, and I clicked back to the previous video. So Kavatica was passing on a gift that someone in her past had given her, which was ruining public pools forever. He called them, he referred to the pool as neighborhood soup.
So here's what I have to say about that. I would make the argument that pool is not neighborhood soup, it's neighborhood cereal.
Not better.
Okay. Yeah,
Neighborhood
not
cereal.
much better. But the clarification that she gave later on, and I don't want to talk over TX, is why they went with soup.
I mean, the clarification that I saw wasn't why they went with soup. It was
okay, in my brain.
Okay, it was just like, okay, so that's an uncomfortable phrase to use about pools, but also let's now talk about the terrifying thing about the pool smell.
Yes.
Which is that the chlorine smell that people associate with pools, that's not chlorine. Chlorine doesn't have a smell. That is the gas that is, I'm pretty sure it's chlorinated ammonia gas, because it's the chlorine mixing with people's piss in the pool.
Yeah.
And it is proof that people piss in that pool, and it is also toxic. Not so much that like you're going to injure yourself just at the pool, but enough that career lifeguards get problems.
Yep. Yep. We're all learning fun, gross things today.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the good news, again, if that odor is like down, like you don't have it too much, it just probably means that nobody's peed and it's just you not showering.
Building on lessons learned.
I'm going to be a bitch about this entire section, and I'm sorry in advance because they've titled it Building on Lessons Learned, and they've never learned a lesson in the entire history of this fucking app. Anyway, continue.
I swear to God, though, if they heard you, they'd be like, okay, but hold on, Cecilia, let me tell you about this thing called baby steps.
No.
I mean,
are you trying to get hit through the computer? Because I think
I'm not trying to. This has been my day. Okay.
Cecilia, I know that you're enjoying this, but TikTok has been doing better lately in a way that clearly demonstrates that they have learned from dumb shit that they've done in the past.
Oh yeah, here's the thing is actually my life has been a lot easier lately because TikTok has stopped like literally breaking. And like a lot of things have improved drastically. It's been like kind of a lot, and like going over to other apps has shown me like, oh, TikTok actually is more user friendly than like Reels.
Yeah.
And like a lot of other shit. I reserve my right to be a bitch because I've been on this app since 2018.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I'm mad
at it. Like TikTok is hitting that like part of teenager where they're actually starting to think about like, oh, I need to be able to go to college, and so they're starting to organize some things in their life.
They're like a junior.
And then Instagram is like that person who sees that the kid in high school is popular and is trying to get popular like the kid in high school, because even though that they're 30.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that I just like died all over again because I just read the comments. There's misinformation and then there's piss information.
Shut up.
We are not making a bunch of pee puns. It's not happening.
But you just did.
Please read about TikTok building on lessons learned.
We regularly look to learn lessons from our experiences in elections globally, so that we can continue to strengthen our approach. After the 2020 election, we set out some lessons learned from our approach that we wanted to improve in future elections. We're already meeting one of them by launching our in-app center 6 weeks earlier than in 2020 to capture more of the midterms conversation over the summer months. Another challenge we identified in 2020 was educating our community about the rules around paid influencer content. TikTok does not allow paid political ads, and that includes content influencers are paid to create. We work to educate creators about the responsibilities they have to abide by our community guidelines and advertising policies, as well as FTC guidelines. For sponsored content that is allowed, we've introduced a tool that makes it easy for creators to disclose paid relationships with brands and organizations. Over the next few weeks, we'll publish a series of educational content on our creator portal and TikTok, and host briefings with creators and agencies so that the rules of the road are abundantly clear when it comes to paid content around elections. If we discover political content was paid for and not properly disclosed, it is promptly removed from the platform. We are constantly looking at how we can improve our practices and processes to protect the safety and integrity of our platform during elections. We have more to share in the coming weeks, including some further steps we're taking regarding political accounts on TikTok as we work to foster an authentic environment for our community.
This is all good. Genuinely, it's all good.
Do you want to try and find a way to be a bitch about it anyway?
I mean, again, I just really hate seeing the phrase "we regularly look to learn lessons from TikTok" because I know that's only like 50% true.
Yeah, well, yeah, they regularly look and then they just blatantly ignore. I know.
Or is it just that they're not learning the lessons that we all wish they would learn?
They're not learning the lessons we wish they would learn a lot of the time. Thank you for highlighting every single one of these things that I will in as I listen to this.
I will actually scream. Stop it. You stop that right now.
My like questions are still always around where is the line? And I think that's probably a question TikTok is like asking itself of like, where is the line between what is like paid political content and what is just something that's like just towing that line.
Right.
And so like that's a question that I think every social media app is probably asking itself at this point, and it's probably a question that we are all asking ourselves whenever we see SpawnCon come up.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the answer to that question is the same answer to the question that we were talking about at the beginning of the stream, which is Goodhart's law.
Yeah.
The target, it ceases to be a good measure. If people can be targeting the line, then the line is no longer a useful approximation of...
Oh, I didn't say they needed to tell us what the line is. It's just I want to know what the line is.
I have a dumb brain thing.
Yeah.
If someone makes political content who is in the creator fund, they are not being paid by an outside person to create this political content, but it is political content that they are technically getting paid for.
Right, but they are not being... Yeah, they're not being sponsored to make political content.
Right.
Like,
but they are. But like, where is the legal line in terms of receiving payment for content that is explicitly political?
This is quite literally a question that a lot of lawyers are asking themselves right now. And there's because it's dicey and it's weird because you're still getting paid by a third party to make political content.
Right.
It's just not a political third party. It is a different third party. And so that's the line, is like when it is explicitly from the political party or from a lobbyist or anything like that, then that's where it becomes a problem.
I think that the line is, would you have still gotten paid if this were anything else?
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah.
I don't know that holds up legally in this case, though, because
legally you have to put it
because paperwork-wise, you are receiving payment from TikTok for a video you made if that video is explicitly supporting pick your candidate. That is technically TikTok paying for endorsement of a candidate on paper.
And then that becomes like a whole thing. So you really have to, legally, you have to rely on who the third party is.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's
why,
like, my friend.
This is where I'm like trying to remember all of my pre-law stuff, and I'm like, I don't think this got covered.
No,
I feel like maybe this is too much faith in the American legal system.
Probably.
But I feel like the idea that TikTok making money from like the creator fund is paying for political ads to sponsor specific candidates on TikTok's part. Like if somebody brought that suit, I feel like that is so transparently dumb that it would get thrown out.
Here's the problem. Is that right now we are actually dealing with a judicial system that would do something like find TikTok guilty of like paying for political ads because they are xenophobic and TikTok is the Chinese app.
Yeah, that is that one place where the trial has to like happen several times before they can say anything about it. I am saying that like the local, like the state level first judge is going to say this is a what's the word, frivolous case. Thank you.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah, it also depends on.
I do not have a lot of faith in the American legal system in this moment.
I haven't for a while.
Yep. But yeah, I think that's why the FTC guidelines are pretty explicit that it is whoever is doing the payment is the thing that is going to dictate what the rules around it are.
Oh, I guess that's another question: is who brings the suit? Is it the FTC?
Yeah.
Yeah, then the FTC just has to decide to not bring the dumb suit.
Not necessarily. So the FTC is one option. There is a secondary option of ability to bring a suit, which would be by an opposing candidate. They do have the ability to use the FTC as essentially the vehicle to bring that suit because it's a way of unbalancing the political. I can't remember the words. My brain's off.
System.
But thank you.
From our partners. This is from Leslie Graves, Ballotpedia founder and CEO. We believe that the world will be a better place if every citizen has access to accurate, unbiased, and nonpartisan election information. Who is on the ballot and what they stand for, so they can make informed decisions about their vote. We are pleased to work with TikTok to help their community not only understand the candidates and their positions, but also empower them to feel confident when they cast their ballot. This next one's from Brandon Stern, Executive Director, Center for Democracy and in Deaf America at Gallaudet University.
Gallaudet, yep.
Gallaudet. The Center for Democracy in Deaf America is committed to fostering political conversations and civic education through American Sign Language. We are proud to partner with TikTok in working toward a more perfect union in which civic information is accessible and deliberation possible, not just for some, but for everyone. And Mike Burns, National Director of Fair Elections Center's Campus Vote Project. We saw historic youth and student voter turnout in the 2018 and 2020 elections. We have also seen astounding growth on TikTok over that same time. Fair Election Center's Campus Vote Project is excited to work with TikTok again this year to provide young people and students the information they need to navigate registering and voting, perhaps for the first time, particularly on a platform they are already using to connect about things that are important to them and their peers.
Yeah.
We are now done the article.
We did it. Overall, it's good, and they should do it. And I'm glad they learned from COVID.
Mm-hmm.
It is certainly a move in the right direction. We'll call it a baby step for where they should be.
It's the whole thing of saying one thing and then the infrastructure of the app saying like, well, some other options that are counter to what our goals are.
Yeah. Don't look at what we're doing. Just think about what we're saying.
Well, the problem is that they are also doing, like, this is also a thing that it does, again, it just feels like departments not running changes by each other before they make them, because I'm willing to bet that, like, this was a segment of TikTok that was not in communication with whatever segment of TikTok was like, we're going to make the nicknames usernames now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm willing to bet if they said, like, here's a change we want to make, someone would have immediately said, what's the change limit on that, and what are the limits on the nickname? Do they have to be unique? And the answer would have been, there's no limit and no. Which I think would have immediately prompted somebody to say, you cannot do that.
Right.
But again, even if there is somebody there screaming like, like, I will kick you in the face if you do this, and they're like, but you know what? It sounds like fun. If it's a problem, we'll fix it later.
It's just weird to me because every time they make a decision or a change or an initiative towards something, do they not have a team whose job it is to be like, these are the optics?
Oh, they more likely than not do. How much power that team is given is up to TikTok. Yeah. And so that's the thing.
That's the thing that drives me nuts is I'm like, you're a giant ass company. You should have a team who, before anything goes live, gives you the yes or no based on optics, because y'all are terrible at this.
Here's the thing too, like, this is a big deal on TikTok. Like, we are all having fun, stupid conversations about this on the app.
Mm-hmm.
No one has covered this as like a potential problem. Like, there's no outside conversation.
Yeah.
And like, I know that I constantly make the joke about small indie dev, but if there are just enough people running it that are still in that brain space of, small indie dev, like, does this seem appropriate to me and the people who worked on it? We're going to birth our creation like an artist into the world. We don't need everybody's approval. It's art, but it's code and it's people's fucking lives ultimately here too. And they just don't think that way. And until somebody finally says, here is Captain Project Manager above the rest of you, and if you do not go through them and it gets pushed out, you're fired. It's not until they make that decision that can actually start to move the whole ship together, rather than just having thousands of minions doing what they're doing. So sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just having some flashbacks. I'm fine.
I'm going to cut in now. First of all, Morgan's here. Morgan's not guesting tonight because you want to tell everybody why you're not guesting tonight?
That's not free.
Yeah, we can't afford it. But I just checked the Google News alerts to see whether anyone was covering TikTok's election stuff in a critical light. It looks like it's just articles from tech news coverage about the fact that it exists. So, what we'd expect. But also, this was in the news.
What?
Amazon is internally testing a TikTok-like feed in its app.
Who asked? Who asked for this when I have to buy dog food? Who did this specifically?
Come on, let's be real here. The man who started a website to resell books had the audacity to this. Are we really surprised?
We just skipped to Skynet already.
When will the websites stop trying to be other websites? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, this is also the guy who, in high school, in order to try and trick people into thinking he liked music, memorized the names and numbers of a bunch of radio stations.
The man launched a dick rocket into space. Like, why are we questioning any of it?
I'm so tired.
Rocket like a dick.
I am weary.
Anyway, Fucking continue.
Amazon is the next company in line to try to generate engagement from a TikTok-like social feed. The e-commerce giant joins a laundry list of companies that have had the same idea. Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify, Netflix, ... What's next? A vertical video feed on the IRS app that tracks your tax refund?
Honestly, I like that would be great.
According to Watchful, an AI product intelligence platform, Amazon is testing a vertical photo and video feed in its app among staff. Per photos that Watchful provided to the Wall Street Journal, the feed, currently known as Inspire, will appear on the bottom navigation bar in the Amazon app. When users tap the diamond-shaped icon, they will see posts on the feed, which will include links to purchase any items featured in the post. What if TikTok were just ads?
What you're saying is, what if we took Instagram and TikTok, and instead of have them try to beat each other, made them some weird Frankenstein app?
It's the worst meme of the oops all marshmallows I've ever thought of in my entire life. Just oops all ads. Fine.
This isn't the first time that Amazon has followed the same tactics as major social apps. It even has posts, an Instagram copycat feature, as part of its advertising tools. Of course, Amazon has also invested in influencer marketing and live shopping, a feature that TikTok will soon sunset, or a feature that Facebook will soon sunset to focus on, you guessed it, it's TikTok. Beautifully salty.
We'll get to whoever the author is by the end of it. I would like to reach out to thank them personally for this.
Amazon's TikTok clone doesn't come totally out of left field, though. On TikTok, Amazon product recommendations are extremely popular. The tag Amazon Finds has 25.6 billion views. Some influencers have amassed millions of followers solely by finding interesting Amazon products to recommend to their audience, earning a commission if the viewer uses their affiliate link. So it makes sense that Amazon may want for its customers to find these Amazon must-haves natively on its app, rather than through TikTok or Instagram Reels. It's not clear whether this feature will eventually roll out on the Amazon app. Companies often test feature ideas internally, even if some may never ship to the public. Consumers might find Amazon's native marketing less authentic than a social media post. But it's pretty clear that most of these product recommendations, TikTok videos are also just part of a money-making machine. Why else would so many people make beautiful TikTok grids where they only post videos of cute Amazon gadgets? We're constantly testing new features to help make customers' lives a little easier, an Amazon spokesperson said to TechCrunch.
I think the name was actually at the beginning of the article.
Yeah. Amanda Silberling.
Thank you, Amanda. The list at the beginning was really, really excellent.
This article ramped from regular coverage news article to slightly salty tone to very salty tone to openly insulting.
Right.
It was great.
Just that first paragraph was like a beautiful segue from this is a news article to this is just shitting on Amazon for 10 minutes.
I'm also enjoying the title of the latest article. YouTube Shorts will start adding watermarks to discourage cross-platform sharing, because that also has a distinctly disdainful tone to it.
Yeah, and also who ever posted something to YouTube Shorts first?
No one. Actually, that's not true. I know a few people who have posted things to YouTube Shorts first, and they're like, the audience there is the most hot garbage of any audience on the internet.
So again, it's probably from the moderation standpoint of they're putting it on there so that it's probably going to include their username or whatever too. I don't know what it looks like when it got
reframe the question. Who's making YouTube Shorts in a manner that they don't still have the raw video?
Literally nobody.
But people like me, right? I don't know who everyone in the internet is. So having that watermark so that I can see a username so that I can be report this content is stolen is incredibly valuable to me because it's all about me. I'm wondering if that's the end goal of why they're doing that.
YouTube Shorts explicitly does not allow you to monetize any content that has a watermark from a different platform on it. And it is very, very possessive about the content posted on the platform. So really what this is, it's a fucking dick measuring contest between all of the various short video sharing platforms of like who gets the content first. And it's never YouTube Shorts.
Right.
It's never ever YouTube Shorts because
I will say I do know that SciShow goes to YouTube Shorts and Instagram before it goes to TikTok. Not because TikTok isn't where the audience for SciShow's TikTok is, but because they make way more money on those platforms.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you can also post automatically to those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You still cannot fucking post a TikTok automatically.
I thought you can schedule if you use the website.
You can schedule them on the desktop. I've never tried it because you can't make a custom thumbnail on the desktop.
Oh.
I barely have enough energy to make actual TikToks. I'm not going to any other fucking platforms and
that's the thing. It's like if I make a video and I shoot and edit it outside of an app, I would love to be able to just go down the list and schedule the post on all of the platforms.
Yeah.
But you can't do it through like Hootsuite or something. There's no like third-party app that enables you to like control all of.
Oh. They heard Cecilia talking shit and they kicked her out.
Oh my god.
Talk has come for StreamYard.
We've been made.
I see her video thumbnail back up. I'm gonna wait until I see her like actual video feed before I throw it back into the stream.
Dun dun dun.
Or I could just do it now in case she can talk.
Hello?
Hi.
My camera just said like, nope, you've unplugged it. You disconnected. I'm so sorry. This is what I get for making fun of Watson for having technical problems at the top of the stream, huh?
Listen, I feel like we all traded places where like Watson got your technical problems, you got my eating on camera. It's just, we're all swapping spots.
It's fine.
Yes, thank you for joining the body swapping stream. It's been Freaky Friday.
Why is that you calling it Freaky Friday is just reminding me of the Tumblr post I saw. Like, people will just see a post the date on every blog it whenever. Fuck whatever day it is. Well, you heathens log on and we'll post a post from Wednesday, and I'll be like, yes, it's Wednesday.
Yep.
I honestly also am a little bit shocked, speaking of completely unrelated fuckery, that whole good afternoon, good evening, and good night from the Truman Show like did not pick up more than it did.
What are you talking about?
The Truman Show?
No, I know
I know
the
good
movie.
morning, and if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. It was
You're talking about
catchphrase of,
yeah.
I know the movie. I just didn't know like why we were. I didn't understand how we got to that.
I simply feel that thank you for coming to my TED Talk is a much better way of closing out everything I've ever said, because everything I've ever said is important enough to be a TED Talk.
Listen, I would absolutely tune into your TED Talk about specifically the cinematic wonder that is Josie and the Pussycats.
I have several prepared.
I would really love to get you on the actual TED stage.
Yeah.
Unprepared, with your only prep being I just told you a story about my personal life.
Oh my god, I would have so much. First of all, I have so much to say already. Second of all, I would need like very little to go off of because I already have things. But then like relaying the story and the feelings that you give me when you relay stories, which are usually like a lot of rage, would be so entertaining for the entire TED audience.
Yeah, no, it would be a very good TED Talk.
That's what I'm saying. TEDx, get back to me. It's less prestigious.
Oh no,
right.
Michael, no.
Anyway, it is 9:00, so thank you all for coming to our YouTube Shorts, and good night.